Hi guys, this is Joel Kennedy with Kennedy Violins, and today I want to show you how to practice so you can be the best player that you can possibly be. So guys, we've all heard it said before, practicing makes perfect, right? Well actually, no, it's perfect practice makes perfect. And maybe we've heard that too, but why is that? Well, the reason is actually pretty simple. When you're practicing, you're training your subconscious. Your subconscious is pretty dumb. It is just a sponge. That's really all it is. It doesn't know if you're just playing around or joking. It doesn't know if something's out of tune or in tune or scratchy or you've got good sound. It has no idea. All it knows to do is just to soak in whatever it is that you do the most. That's why it's so important that you want to practice perfectly. You want to play something correctly as many times as you possibly can. So if there's one particular truth that you want to remember from this video, it's this. You never want to practice something until you get it right. You always want to practice something until you can't get it wrong. I'll say that again. Don't practice something until you get it right. Practice something until you can't get it wrong. Okay? So how do we do that? Well, there's 3 ways in which we can easily do that. So number 1 is we want to use the metronome when we practice. Why? Because the metronome is perfect and we want to play something perfectly. So we want the metronome, the perfect metronome, to be our friend. So we want to use the 10 times rule. We want to be able to play something correctly 10 times in a row with the metronome without making a mistake. Now if you play it 3 times and you make a mistake on the 4th try, go back to number 1. If you play it 9 times but on the 10th try you make a mistake, go back to number 1. Make sure you can play it 10 times in a row at a particular speed perfectly. Then once you can do that, then you can speed up that metronome a little bit and then play it 10 times in a row perfectly at that new speed. And then speed it up again. You want to repeat this process until you can get to your target speed. Now, if it's a very fast section, then I suggest practicing the passage 10% faster, then you'll probably perform it. So you have a little bit of a buffer there for nerves or whatever. Okay, number 2 is we want to make sure that we figure out all of our bowings and fingerings before we practice. It's very important. A lot of people are excited to start a new piece or whatever. They'll put the music on the music stand and they'll just start playing the notes because they just want to learn the notes. You don't want to fall into that trap. It's very important to put all of your intended bowings and fingerings, write them into your music before you start. That way, every time you play it, you're using the same bowings and the same fingerings. You're being very consistent. You're teaching your subconscious to do the same thing over and over and over again consistently. Okay, number 3 is we want to make sure we warm up properly. A lot of people skip this. We want to warm up for 2 reasons. We want to warm up our body, right? You want to get your tendons and all the sinew and your muscles and everything working, optimally the way that you want it to work. And then you're also warming up your mind. Warming up your mind is very important. When you play a stringed instrument, all the areas of your brain light up. You're using your whole mind. That's why playing a musical instrument is so good for you. It's so good for your mental health. But the thing is that when we play a stringed instrument, we're using areas in our mind that we normally perhaps wouldn't use on a day-to-day basis. So there's a kind of a transition that needs to occur where our mind shifts gears so it can utilize those sections of your brain that you don't normally use during the day. So you have to warm up your mind. Once you warm up your mind and you get into the zone, now you're ready to have a really focused, efficient practice session. So guys, I hope I've been of some help today. And like I said before, if there's one thing that you can remember from this video is don't practice something until you get it right. Practice it until you can't get it wrong. Now, following this simple truth, this simple philosophy will take more patience and discipline on your part. But I promise you that if you do, you will have much more effective practice sessions and the end result will be much better. There's an old saying, slow practice equals fast practice. And that's what this means. If you practice slow with discipline and patience, then actually you will learn things much quicker and the end result will be exactly what you want it to be. So guys, I hope this helped today. If you've got any other questions or comments, just put them right below the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so you get a alert when I post a new video. And of course, remember, here at Kennedy Violins, we're all players and teachers. So feel free to contact us anytime. Thanks, guys.